So Islam does not teach to be racist, but Islam is very harsh against racism. You follow me? And we're going to get to that. We're going to get to that. I'm going to further go into details about that. But right now, we're going to go hard upon her statement. All right. Now, let me just say this. I'm going to say this for the record. It's funny that somebody like you, who is a foreign Muslim, that will make such a very outrageous statement, especially against black people, when if it wasn't for us African Americans, you would not be enjoying the luxuries in this country like you are right now. Because our ancestors have labored and built this country from ground up, from the foundation, with their blood, sweat, and tears. From picking cotton to, you come here and set up a gas station and so many neighborhoods all around the U.S. and you get most of our dollars, our black African American dollars, in which you say we can't be beautiful. And then in return, you invest that money that you got from us, you don't even put it back into the neighborhood. And then up on top of that, you make fun of us because of the color of our skin. But when it comes to making money, when it comes to getting money from our community, you love us. You follow me? But guess what? And that's another thing too. If it wasn't for us, you guys would not be having the type of money that you got. Because every time you guys come here, you guys open up a business in our neighborhood and you get our money. It's not white people that support you guys the most. It's us. It's us black people that actually support your business the most. You follow me? It's us African Americans that support your business the most and constantly come back, although you give us nothing back in return. That's that. And another thing too, when you guys come to this country, everybody knows you guys come to this country for money. That's it. Ask most of the African American Muslims and they'll tell you who taught you about Islam, who invited you to Islam, who educated you about Islam. Excuse me. 9 times out of 10, it's going to be, oh, well, it was a black guy that told me about Islam. And us African Americans, we have this conversation all the time. You guys never talk to us about Islam. All you guys do when you come here, you come and you ask for our money, you set up a shop, get our money, and that's it. That's it. And when you do mess with a black girl, most of you guys, when you do mess with a black woman, all you want to do is pop them. All you want to do is have sex with them, and you let them go. You never bring them home to your parents because you know your parents is racist. And your parents is going to disapprove of it. It's not because she's a good girl. It's not because she don't follow principles. It's because one thing. It's because she's black. And you know I'm telling the truth. You know I'm telling the truth. You know I'm telling the truth. And by the way, Maddie, whatever your name is, I understand that you're getting a lot of backlash from this, but guess what? It's going to continue. You better hope that this doesn't get to celebrities like Kevin Hart, like LeBron James, right? You better hope that it doesn't get to rappers because rappers are going to put you on blast with this. You better hope. You better hope. Okay? And let me tell you something about us African Americans. Us African Americans, when we raise our voice, we raise our voice. When we raise our voice, each and every African American that raised their voice to speak up, it's more louder. It's more louder than the highest volume in any type of auditorium that a DJ, whatever type of system a DJ has. All right? It's louder than any type of bass that you can find. Just one of us. So multiply that times trillions of African Americans in this country. I don't know if I gave the best example, but, I tried, y'all. But it's going to continue. And by the way, all of you guys that are listening to this, in the description below, I'm going to actually have the link. I'm going to have the link to her actual statement. So you can also give your comment on it. Okay? African Americans, regardless of what their religion is, they're going to find out about this. You're going to become famous because of this. And it's not the good type of famous. It's the embarrassing type of famous. All right? Watch your words very carefully. Because when you throw out your statements, you can't take them back. Even though you apologize for it, or you may apologize for it, although we African Americans, we as African Americans, we are people that are not naive. So even if you apologize, you're only apologizing because of the backlash and the stress that you're going through because of the backlash. That's the only reason you're apologizing, if you apologize. You're not sincerely apologizing, because if you did sincerely apologize, you will go to your own people, because these statements that you're making, you're not alone. You're not alone. Your uncles and your cousins and your mother and your father are probably also making the same statements. Yemenis and Bengalis and Pakistanis that you hang with, they're also making the same statements. So you are saying what you are normally around hearing. So if you do apologize, go and publicly put your people on blast and say, yes, you're a racist towards blacks. And yes, I know the statements that you say towards black people in private. I know about it. Put them on blast. I dare you to do that. You want to know the reason? If you don't do that, you want to know the reason why? Because you're racist just like the rest of them. That's the reason why. You're racist just like the rest of them. And I'm glad that it's happening. Why? So the African American Muslims, they need to wake up. They need to wake up. Look at the stuff that this woman is saying. Look at the stuff this sister is saying, and she prayed right beside you. Pay close attention to the body language. When you come to these sisters and you say Salaam Alaikum, and she says Salaam Alaikum, but it looked like she just ate a lemon, what does that tell you? There's something in her heart about you, even though she never met you. And it's because of the color of your skin. They don't see you really as a Muslim because of the color of your skin. Although we know that that's completely not Islamic. And the man that we follow, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, peace and blessings be upon him. Yes, he was an Arab, but he was a very beautiful man. And the reason why so many black people have embraced Islam during the time of Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, and after his life, is because they saw that he loved the black people. He stood up for black people. He spoke for black people. When Bilal ibn Abi Rabah, who was a slave during the time of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he was being tortured, when the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, peace and blessings be upon him, his best friend, whose name was Abu Bakr, he went and he gave the guy a large amount of money so that he can stop torturing Bilal, who was a black man from Abyssinia. You see? Bilal was the man who would call the call to prayer. If it wasn't for Bilal, there would be no call to prayer. And Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, he said about Bilal, he said, "Oh Bilal," he said, "I had a dream about you." He said, "What is a dream?" He said, "I had a dream that your footsteps were walking before me in paradise. Your footsteps were walking. I heard your footsteps walking in front of me in paradise." What is it that you do? What is it that you did for you to have that type of status? And he said, you know, when I come from the bathroom, I make 2 units of prayer every single time. But this shows you how the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, how he was not racist at all, because he was not afraid to admit that there was a black man who preceded him in something, in some aspect. He wasn't afraid to admit that because he was black. The man that actually, when Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, when he was being persecuted by his own people who was from Quraysh, which is the tribe of the Arabs, guess who helped him out? A man, an Abyssinian king, African king named Najashi. And he actually became Muslim, by the way. Prophet Muhammad had so many Africans around him, and so many Africans have done great things for Islam. And Prophet Muhammad, he put a lot of the Africans in places of leadership, even though they was young, because he knew the potential that they had. And he didn't pay attention to their skin color. With that being said, Mahdi, fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala concerning your statements. And know that everything that you say, it comes with consequences. Okay? And I'm going to just let you know, you're going to get some response from celebrities about this, okay? Because of the statements that you just made right now, your life is not going to be the same. Your life won't be the same. Because you will always come encounter with black people. And because of what you said, people will know your face. Your face will be known. When you go to work, black people ain't going to never forget what you said. When black people, kids come around and they see you, they will stay away from you. The distance between the East and the West because of what you said. If you get a job anywhere and the manager or the employer is black, you will not get the job because of what you said. If you work for anybody and there's black people that will be your co-workers, you will not get the job because of what you said. You just made your own life miserable because of one sentence that you said. One sentence that you said just and will make your whole life completely different. You have just made your life difficult just by these statements. All right? So when the consequences come, when you get backlash, and when black people don't treat you the same, and you probably got so-called black friends, they're not going to mess with you no more because they know what you're really about now. It's your guy Issa, and this is Iran exposing racism amongst the Muslims. Thank you guys for listening.